Want to use plugins like this?
Yeah, boy.
On a drum kit like this? Using your own plugins with the Drumforge sampler is easy. Keep watching to learn how to route your Drumforge sampler outputs and start getting better drum mixes. Hey guys, Joel here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to improve your drum sampler mixing. While the Drumforge sampler features an exceptional mixer window that can create label-ready drum sounds, some mixers prefer to process these sounds with their own favorite plugins. We do too. If you want to get the most out of our drum samplers, keep watching. At the end of this video, you'll know how to export stems from the Drumforge samplers. We'll also give you a few tips on how to pull this off in other popular samplers. So let's start at the beginning. The key to mixing with your own plugins in a drum sampler is to send the individual sources to an external channel in your DAW. So for example, let's take this snare mic and send it to a snare bus in the DAW. Now you can bypass the Drumforge mixer processing and use your own plugins. If you commit this track, you can get a bounce of the snare track. So how do you choose which tracks go out to your DAW? It depends on how you want to route it. Before you can export stems, you have to know which ones you actually need. The Drumforge sampler has 16 software outputs. Output 1 is the default audio output from the plugin. It always goes to the instrumental track where the Drumforge sampler is loaded. If you set the output of the individual tracks to a virtual output, it doesn't go anywhere else in the plugin. This can be problematic in the case of a plugin like Drumforge Mac Grinder, where the mix buses actually have unique processing. If the bus compressor is an important part of your drum tone, you'd set the virtual output at the bus rather than the individual track. Different presets have different routing, so sometimes you'll have buses for kick, snare, cymbals, and etc. Other times it'll be laid out like shells, cymbals, and master. Make sure that the virtual output is tapping the correct part of the chain. Want to get the individual tracks and bus processing? Drumforge samplers contain a send feature. Now you have all the theory, so let's route some drums. I'm going to set up a pretty complex routing where we have an aux track for the kick, snare, each tom, a hi-hat, and the cymbals. We're also going to run a parallel shells track and an all drums reverb track at the same time. Start with the buses. Create a bus for shells, a bus for cymbals, and a bus for all drums with the reverb activated at 100% mix. Now route the individual shells and the hi-hat to the virtual output starting at 2. Route the cymbals to the cymbal bus and set it at the next virtual output. Perfect. Now set up a send for each of the individual drum shells to the shell bus, and then assign this bus to a virtual output. Finally, send both the shells and cymbals bus to the all drums reverb bus and assign it to the last virtual output. Once you're done, save it as a preset. This is just one example of how easy complex output routing can be. Now route the individual aux track to receive each channel. Make sure that the virtual output is tapping the correct part of the chain. If a song calls for a different sound than a Drumforge sampler, the same process applies to most high-quality drum VSTs. Remember the process. Choose where in the signal chain you want to pull from, assign it to a virtual output, and create an aux track to receive each channel. With this information, you're armed to create any drum sound with any plugin. Try combining this with sound replacement software and unique saturation tools of your favorite ambience processors. What are some creative ways that you're going to use this mixing technique? Let us know in the comments below. The plugin we featured in this video is Drumforge Mac Grinder, which has been designed alongside August Burns Red drummer Mac Grinder. It features tons of natural shell, mic, and room sounds, as well as a custom bus compressor. Want to learn more? Check out the video on screen or download your copy in the description below.